Would it be okay to move one of the kids into the garden room?
There are two words within the General Permitted Development Order, the PD order, or that's where the phrase PD rights comes from, that people need to be aware of. So the first one is the word incidental, and the next one is ancillary. Just covering incidental first of all. An incidental use is something that you wouldn't normally do in a house. So for example, the workshop, a swimming pool, an office. You wouldn't normally expect to do those things in a house necessarily, and so they are considered to be incidental to the enjoyment of the house. The second one, ancillary, is where you effectively have an extension of the floor area of the house. So something that would normally happen within the house, like cooking, for example, or sleeping accommodation, that would be an ancillary use. Now that might seem a bit nuanced, or even like you're splitting hairs, but in the regulations only the ancillary ones require planning permission. The incidental uses are permitted development, so you wouldn't need to make a planning application for those. So to answer your question, moving your children into a garden room on a permanent basis, that would certainly require planning permission. But don't be afraid of making a planning application, because each application is assessed on its own merits and the relationship of that outbuilding to neighbouring properties, for example, whether it has its own access or parking or its own amenity space, because the council may be worried that that outbuilding would become a separate dwelling at some point in the future, either through the passage of time or a subsequent application, for example, and that may be considered to be harmful to the character of the area or the amenity of neighbours. And in this instance, the planning system is trying to act in the wider public interest, so looking at any harm that might arise to neighbouring properties. A professional planner can help talk you through the circumstances of your case and offer some advice or potentially a strategy or approach to maximise and streamline your way through the planning system. So it's always worth taking advice in advance.
New Garden Room Company. More space for your life.